Good morning, everybody. We're going to order the Franklin County IDA meeting. Maria, could you do the roll call, please?
Sure. Sherry Boye is absent. Michael Doran,
Here.
James Ellis,
Here.
Stephen Ehrman,
Here.
Madeline Fleury,
Here.
Justice Martin,
Here.
Archie McKee.
Here.
Also present, Maria Bourgeois, Jeremy Evans, Russ Kenyon, and Kelly Brunette.
Perfect. Okay, we will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from January 12th.
So move. Jim Ellis.
Second, Archie McKee.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, bills and communications. Jeremy?
No.
That takes us to committee reports. How many we got today?
Well, let's can we just wait for committee reports to the LDC meeting?
Sure. All right. Then we go to treasurer's report. Any updates on that, Jeremy, that we should know about?
I'm trying to find my treasurer's report. I don't have a lot, just because we it's the beginning of the year. We've added in the new budget to be able to compare month to month how we're doing to the budget. Not quite fully aligned, but you can see that our cash balance is pretty good. If you look at our balance sheet, so that's always a good thing to look at, especially compared to a year ago. So feel pretty good about just our fundamental financial position and for the IDA. And that's all I have today.
Great. Entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Steve moved.
Okay. We have a second.
Second, Archie.
Okay. Do we have any questions or discussion on the treasurer's report? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Great. So, doesn't appear like there's any old or unfinished business. So it takes us to new business. In our last meeting, we had temporarily approved these policies. The anti-harassment, telecommuting policy, and the travel policy. The request was made for time to review them. Do we have a first and a second to bring this to the table?
So move. Jim Ellis. Steve will second. Excuse me.
So any questions? Are we ready to finalize these policies? Any questions or discussion before we go ahead with that? All right. Maria, could you do a roll call on this one?
Sure. So this is for resolution 2021-05 to adopt new and revised policies. Sherry Boye is absent. Michael Doran,
Yes.
James Ellis,
Yes.
Stephen Ehrman,
Yes.
Madeline Fleury,
Yes, I approve.
Justice Martin,
Yes.
Archie McKee.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you.
Good. Any comments or do we have a motion to adjourn?
We do need to, I would ask that we recess the IDA meeting so that later on after the LDC meeting, we could go into executive session for the purpose of financial or contractual matters. Let me just find the, I'm stumbling. Let me just find the language so I'm clear about it. Financial credit or employment history of a particular person or corporation, and it's and then that's related to potential work out at Bombay properties, and then the other is proposed acquisition, sale, or lease of real property that's related to Chateauguay Business Park.
Thank you, Jeremy. Before we recess this, we should set a date for our next meeting. We are in March. We begin our well, I guess it starts before March, but our yearly annual audit, and that generally takes a good part of the month. The suggestion has been made that we have our meeting scheduled for March 23rd. I don't know if that would work for everybody. It would give plenty of time. There's a possibility we could have the audit done by the 16th, but the 23rd would give us comfortable time. So is that, any thoughts on that?
If that's the third Tuesday, Justice, I have a railroad board meeting
It's the fourth,
every
Jim. It's
third
the
Tuesday.
fourth,
Excuse me.
it's the fourth Tuesday, Jim.
Would be the
Oh, thanks, Steve. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
16th is the third.
okay, the 23rd then.
Got it,
1,
Steve.
2, 3.
Courtesy of Holbert's.
I love it.
The
So
23rd work then?
Yes,
Everybody?
it does now.
We also, we're also in need of a special meeting next week, Justice.
for IDA as well.
Yes.
Okay, so let's set a date for that.
Either
Next
the
Tuesday,
16th
Jeremy?
or the 18th, I think would be the best.
Wednesday's the 17th, Jeremy.
16th, 17th, or 18th.
No. I'm saying Wednesday is the 17th, right?
Wednesday is the
That's my
17th.
second COVID shot, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any preference on next Tuesday or next Thursday at 10 a.m.?
Thursday.
Thursday's better for me.
Okay, that's 2 votes for Thursday the 18th.
Thursday for me as well.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what you're looking at lengthwise for these special meetings next week?
No, I don't. I mean, obviously there won't be there won't be committee reports or anything else like that, but we will have a couple agenda items for IDA and one for LDC.
Thursday at 10?
Thursday at 10.
Thursday, the 18th.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, very good. So we
Thank
need
you.
a motion to recess the IDA meeting.
I'll move.
Okay,
Steve,
second. Do we have a second?
I'll second, Archie.
Okay. All in favor?
hi.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we will call to order the Franklin County LDC meeting. The roll call is the same as the IDA meeting. So we will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from January 12th, 2021.
I'll make a motion to accept it. Madeline Flurry.
And I'll second.
Jim Ellis.
Jim second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. No bills and communications. Now, what we've been waiting for, committee reports. Who's first?
Steve wanted to provide an update on the economic development. Committee.
Facilities.
And facilities, yeah.
If you're good with that, Justice, it's kind of an add-on, but
Absolutely.
the committee has not met. The committee, by the way, name I think is still floating a little bit, but we're calling it the Economic Development Facilities Infrastructure, something like that. The committee has not yet met. It's a new committee formed last month at our organizational meeting. I have had some conversations with Jeremy about it, trying to get a sense of what should be done in it. And the conclusions that I've come to, and I'll bring this up to the committee when we meet, would be that we should have a few operating guidelines, basically, that the board can review and approve, that have to do with leasing, sale, basically disposition and use and disposition of our economic development assets, and it should be kind of an operating principle that we should have assets throughout different spots of the county, because we have right now Bombay, we have Chateauguay, we have Tupper Lake, both all those being business parks. We also have the Cary and Saranac Lake. What I'd like to have us have basically is some proposed covenants basically for those facilities that allows us not to end up selling to someone who will end up using the property in a way that negates the property, the additional portions of that property, negate the use of those for productive economic development purposes by others. And we should have basically some guidance basically from the committee, I think, on how we dispose of properties and to whom, recognizing that what may not look like an area that has a lot of opportunity at the moment, since we have a new organization and a really strong staff and a changing market, there may be opportunities in the future. We don't want to have to be in a position to have unloaded a property, 5 years down the line, we have to go out and reacquire a property for economic development that ends up being at a much higher cost, and something that really could hurt us in terms of it. We have facilities right now that aren't costing us very much, and we should be somewhat protective of that, all the time being mindful of their importance to be able to attract new business or expanded businesses into the county. So that's basically it. That's what I want to take up for a full discussion with the committee, and we'll come up with some specific language that we can then move to the board, if that in fact is the resolve of the committee. Okay.
Good. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Any other committee reports?
I know the loan committee's been busy, but I think we can wait since we have a couple related resolutions.
Very good. Okay, well, let's move then to the treasurer's report. Any updates on that, Jeremy?
Similarly, we have the budget in in now for 2021. And, but if looking at our balance sheet, our balance sheet is pretty good right now. You see an increase partially because of not, at least on our checking account, because we don't have CDs out right now because the rates are so low. We discussed that last month. But we're still in a good financial position overall for the LDC.
I see we received a payment from Carpe. That was good to see, a partial payment.
Yeah, we've been in a fairly good routine with him, just trying to get payments on a regular basis. He's committed to fulfilling his obligations, and we're just going to keep working with him.
Great.
Very good. Good. Well, entertain motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved, Archie.
Second
Jim Ellis.
Second from Jim Ellis.
Right, very good. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, very good. Old and unfinished business. A marketing update.
I've asked Kelly to give us a quick update on what we've been doing with emails and outreach with emails. So Kelly, I'll turn it over to you. And are you able to share your screen? Do I need to give you permission?
I think I can share it. Yes, I see the button. It looks like it will work. To give a little background, that we do use the email service MailChimp. So if I reference that, you know what I'm talking about. That's what we use to send out our emails. We have really picked up in 2020 in making sure that we communicate regularly and consistently with our stakeholders. So in MailChimp, we are able to segment our list. So we kind of target two specific lists through that service. One is our identified stakeholder list of a very refined 950 people who are business owners, residents, elected officials, across the board, but they have identified that they would want communication from us. The other list is much larger. It is over 20,000 contacts that we have that have some touch point or interest in Franklin County, whether they're a visitor or a potential entrepreneur, whatever it may be. But that's a broader net that we cast to 20,000. So in 2020, we did send out over 40 emails. Most of those emails went to our targeted stakeholder list. And given the year that we had in 2020, it isn't surprising that we had such a large volume of emails going out. There was just a lot to communicate, a lot happening, a lot of different programs, a lot of shifting that we wanted to keep people informed of. Moving forward this year, we kind of are trying to streamline our communication a little bit better. We have the new Adirondack Frontier brand, so we're able to kind of customize a monthly newsletter and go with that format. So we'll send out at least 12 this year, but again, giving the flexibility to add to that if something or the need arises. So that, I think, is what Jeremy wanted me just to share. So that's a little bit of background. So moving forward in 2021, it is the the newsletter format. And if my screen share does work, I will try to share that. All right. Are you seeing it? It's giving me a bunch of like security options. So I don't know, Jeremy. Maybe it's better if I just email it after. I can send, what I did put together was the a link to the 40 different emails we sent out in the previous year. So I'll send that out with also the most recent newsletter. So if you haven't been receiving it because we have imported all of your email addresses, please let me know, because that means, you know, it's probably ending up in your spam folder. But just to break down the newsletter format, we do have the consistency in sections. We do talk about big picture economic development news. Then we kind of also have an area of where we touch on the entrepreneurial culture, which Russ has been providing great information for this. You know, so it's where we have a chance where we can tell people about our small business emergency relief fund and other opportunities that people can really take advantage of. Then we touch on our downtown revitalization initiatives between Malone. You know, there's a lot going on in Malone right now with that Saranac Lake, Tupper Lake also. So we're able to keep people up to speed. Destination management, talking about the programs we have and just sort of top of mind tourism things, you know, the way Jeremy pulled it up. Perfect. Yeah.
Great.
So kind of just breaking it down section by section. Also, just I guess to note, if there is something that you think would be of value or that you think we missed or that we should add in an upcoming month, we are sending the email out the first Tuesday of every month. So just let me know. And then ending with a section of just the partner offerings and happenings between ANCA and AEDC. And, you know, our partner list is very long. So it's a chance to kind of share a little highlight there of what others in Franklin County are doing. So that's kind of the broad overview.
Good.
So in comparison to 2019, I mean, we did not send an email to anybody in a kind of in a newsletter format or to a broad list of constituents. And so in 2020, we were really able to start doing things the way we're supposed to, and appreciate everybody's contributions to that. Marcy and Kelly really been getting us organized, and then with this newsletter that we've just started, everybody's been contributing different content to it. The point is not for Kelly, who kind of brought it all, you know, she does all the graphics and put it all together, but Phil and Russ and myself and Marcy and Kelly have all added bits and pieces to it. And we've got a good schedule to keep doing that going forward, because as we all know, we're engaged with a lot of good work. And as we all know, we need to do a better job letting people know what we're doing, so that other folks can learn about who we are and what we're doing, because that's the whole point. I mean, the more we're able to share what we're doing, the more people we can touch and try to figure out ways to help them. So
I think, Jeremy, I would just point out too, just for fun, that the newsletter we've been sending out to the broader list of over 20,000 people, and it's had a lot of positive feedback. And one thing that probably I received the most feedback about is our Canadian neighbors just anticipating and hoping and waiting for the border to reopen. That's the comment I think I get the most recently, is that they miss coming and they can't wait.
Kelly, can you pinpoint, based on people coming back to us, which part of Canada are we talking? Was Montreal heavy?
You know, I'll look into that more because we can pinpoint that. Yeah, let me do that. I think it's, from what I remember top of mind, it's like Montreal and Ottawa are the two that,
So in other words, we are getting things from the western side, from Ottawa and the Ottawa Valley, because those are people that, for example, I find at Tupper Lake, we get more Ontario plates than we do Quebec plates.
yeah, I'll dig into that a little bit because that is,
Just a thought.
yeah,
I can tell you from the hospitality sector is very much more Ottawa than Montreal typically for this region in particular.
Oh, interesting.
It's the way our highways link up.
mhm,
You know, 401 dumps right into the rooftop, you know, I-11 or into Route 11 and other places. Excuse me, where people can come across with us. They can come across at Ogdensburg area and find their way into the Tupper Lake and Central Adirondacks. So,
yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly. We just wanted to give, and hopefully everyone's receiving that email. Like she said, if you're not, please let us know so we can make sure, or look in your spam box and make sure you should have gotten it twice so far. Because we've done it for January and we just sent it out last week for February.
And under what name does it come?
I think it should come from Jeremy at AdirondackFrontier.com.
Adirondack Frontier, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I think it's an excellent project because I think it addresses one of the, like Jeremy said, one of the IDA's biggest shortcomings is getting the word out there of what the IDA and LDC have to offer everybody. And I think it's excellent. I'm paying a little price because I'm not accessing the meeting by computer, but just from the sound of it, it's a great project.
So I have a question. Do we have a link on our IDA page to this newsletter?
I don't
No,
think so.
no, and we don't have, I guess that's part of it. I'm hopeful all those other pieces will come into play within the next month or two with the website and everything, because there isn't really, that I know of, that where you can sign up to receive it, right? Like we'd want the link and also to be able to direct people to it. And there might be a way to kind of like make that work right now with the existing website, but I don't know how. But yeah, that's a key part that's missing.
Okay. And has there been any in like the local newspapers or anything on if somebody wanted to receive it, that they could, you know, have a contact that they could,
That's a good
you know,
point.
get in touch with?
No, that's a good idea too, though. Yeah,
Just a thought.
yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Kelly.
Good, thank you. All right, let's move into new business. I guess we have numerous loans that we need to consider today. I think because of the goal to hopefully, possibly approve them today, I think it's important that you as a board, or we as a board, have the opportunity to discuss this in length if necessary. The loan committee obviously has met, and Sherry is not here with us today. So I would recommend that we would go into an executive session to discuss these, and then we'll have to come out of executive session to make a decision on them. That will give the board opportunity to ask any questions and to look at these loans in detail if needed.
So let me just build on that, if I may. So the purpose of the executive session would be financial credit history of a particular person or corporations. And the extent of it really shouldn't be a discussion. It should be asking questions to me and Russ related specific to the loan request. And we think this is a good idea in case you have specific questions that would be related to the credit or financial history of the companies being considered, that we wouldn't want to be sharing in public discussion. However, the actual deliberation should, if there be any, should be kept for when we come back into open session.
And just to clarify, Jeremy, if we could, that for the public who's listening, that's standard policy for every loan that we would end up voting on. It's not these particular applicants, right?
No, this is with our uptick in interest in loans. Russ has these. He's got 2 more applications, and his improved the method and the process that him and Maria and the loan committee have been putting together. This is kind of a standard we'd like to set, where we're being very careful with 2 really important things. Number 1 is protecting the personal and financial history of these individuals and their businesses on the one hand, but also being open and transparent in our deliberations, because these are, public funds in a way, because we're a public authority. So we want to make sure we're balancing those 2 really important things well, and we think this is the way to do it. So that's why I just wanted to be clarified that we're not deciding on these loans in executive session. It's your opportunity as board members to ask specific questions about these proposals so that you can better deliberate back in open session without us having to share anything that would be inappropriate to share in public session.
Good. Sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, we want typically it'd be ideal to have had more time as a board to look at these possibilities, but we want to make sure that the board is comfortable with these loans and can ask any question they want before we approve them or consider them. So why don't we move on to resolution 2021-08, approving the policies as we did in the IDA. This is the same situation. Do we have a first and a second to bring this to the table?
So move, Jim Ellis. Governance Committee.
Steve will second.
All right, any discussion or questions before we do the roll call on this one? Go ahead, Maria.
Okay, this is for resolution 2021-08 to adopt new and revised policies for the LDC. Sherry Boye is absent. Michael Doran,
Yes.
James Ellis,
Yes.
Stephen Erman,
Yes.
Madeline Fleury,
Yes, I approve.
Justice Martin,
Yes.
Archie McKee.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we're not adjourning the meeting, so we'll do the dates later. So I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Steve.
Archie, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Russ, yes.
Personnel issues are always the toughest things in the world to deal with. Jason.
it says recording. Are we recording or going
We're good.
live?
Yeah, I was doing both, and once you stop the live stream on Facebook, you can't restart, but we're still recording, so we'll be able to post it.
Okay. All right, very good. So, we will, it's not on the agenda. We'll go ahead with, resolution 2021-04. Loan approval of ADK Art Rise. Do we have a first and a second to bring that to the table?
Are we voting on all three or one at a time?
Yes,
We're doing them one at a time.
and each should be a roll call.
I need a first and a second to bring it to the table and then,
I'll move.
I'll second.
okay. So any other questions or thoughts before we do the roll call vote? Okay, Maria, go ahead.
Okay, this is for resolution 2021-04. Our Adirondack Art Rise loan approval. Sherry Boye is absent. Michael Doran,
Yes.
James Ellis,
Yes,
Stephen Ehrman,
Yes.
Madeline Fleury,
Yes, I approve.
Justice Martin,
Yes.
Archie McKee. Archie McKee, we did not hear your response.
Sorry, yes. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. All set.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Very good. Okay. That leads us to resolution 2021-05, the loan approval for KKR Food Service. We'll take a first and a second to bring that one to the table.
I'll make
based
the
on the
motion.
recommendation of the Finance Committee and the good people of Tupper Lake, I'd like to move that we adopt and approve resolution 2021-05 loan approval for KKR Food Services.
Good. I'll second.
I'll second.
Okay, I'll yield to Archie.
Any questions or discussion on this specific one? Okay, go ahead, Maria, with the roll call.
Okay, roll call on 2021-05 KKR Food Service loan approval. Sherry Boye is absent. Michael Doran,
Yes.
James Ellis,
Yes,
Stephen Ehrman,
Yes, I approve.
Madeline Fleury,
Yes, I approve.
Justice Martin,
Yes.
Archie McKee.
Yes.
Good, all set?
Very good. That leads us to resolution 2021-06, the loan approval for OWD LLC. We have a first and a second to bring it to the table.
and again, based on the recommendation of the Finance Committee and the needs of the people of Tupper Lake, I would move the adoption of resolution 2021-06 and the approval of the loan to OWD LLC.
And I'll second Steve.
Okay. Any questions or additions to this? Thoughts? Okay, go ahead with the roll call, Maria.
Okay, resolution 2021-06 OWD LLC loan approval. Sherry Boye is absent. Michael Doran,
Yes.
James Ellis. You're muted, James Ellis.
Yes,
Stephen Ehrman,
Yes.
Madeline Fleury,
Yes, I approve.
Justice Martin,
Yes.
Archie McKee.
Not often that James Ellis gets muted, but
she was being very kind. She was saying, I don't have a big mouth. Thank you. Next.
I vote
Thank you. Carried all in favor.
Very good. I was waiting for Archie to show up. Okay, so we have an employee issue to attend to. Does one of the board members want to make
Yes, I'd like to move, I think something that'll be resolution number 9, 2021-09. And I'd like to phrase it that we're authorizing the CEO to grant Marcy Gosmer an unpaid leave of absence from the period February 15, 2021 to March 27th, 2021.
I'll second.
any questions or discussion? Maria, could you do a roll call on this one as well? Muted. Maria, you're muted. Maria, you're muted.
You know, I give up today. This will be for resolution 2021-09, authorizing the CEO to grant Marcy Gosmer an unpaid leave of absence from February 15th, 2021 to March 27th, 2021. Sherry Boye is absent. Michael Doran,
Yes.
James Ellis,
Yes.
Stephen Ehrman,
Yes.
Madeline Fleury,
Yes, I approve.
Justice Martin,
Yes.
Archie McKee,
Yes.
carried.
Okay. Thank you. Very good. So the dates of our next meeting for the LDC is February 18, special meeting. And then the next regular meeting would be, was that March 23rd? All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Okay,
Jim Ellis.
Second.
Archie seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We need to go back into the IDA meeting and enter, which we will do immediately. And need a motion to go into executive session concerning, can you give us some reason, Jeremy?
Financial history of corporation and potential sale, acquisition or disposition of property.
Good. Steve Ehrman will move.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so
Am I staying or leaving at this point? Oh, we're on.
You're still recording, Jeremy.
That's Maria.
and then so we're out of executive session, recording. There were no
Margo.
decisions. There's no decisions to be made concerning the discussions in our executive session, so we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move. Jim Ellis.
There was
A second.
All right. Very good.
Who
Thank you for your patience.
who motioned to leave executive session? I can't remember.
Me.
I
Jim.
moved. Jim
Oh,
moved, I
Steve.
seconded.
Steve and Jim. Okay.
No.
Jim and Steve.
Jim and Steve. Jim and Steve, 12:31. Okay. Thanks,
you.
everybody.
All right. Thank you. Have a
Take
good day.
care. Thanks for your
Good to see
patience.
Everybody, thanks.
Yep.